Hey guys, Part1 here. So, I'm going out for another drive tonight. I don't really have too much of a destination in mind. I'm just going to go out and explore some back roads, hopefully. But I do need to make one stop first. Pick me up a cable. I need to get a longer mini USB cable for my GoPro here. I did a mod to the casing so that I can have it mounted in the case as well as charging at the same time. So in theory it'll be charging while I'm recording and while I'm driving, which will solve my battery problem, because the battery on this thing is not the best. So you either need to get a bigger battery for it, replacement batteries, or a way to charge it while you're using it. So I'm headed up to, I'm actually going to stop here at this Walgreens. There's one other thing I'd like to be able to get, which I should be able to get here too. My original thought was, oh, well, I'll just go up to Walmart and pick it up, but I saw the Walgreens and I was like, oh, this should work just fine. So I'll be back as soon as I get the cable and the other thing I want to grab. So I'll be back in just a moment. For you, it won't be any time at all. For me, it'll be a few minutes. Well, that was not as helpful as I would have hoped. The charger that I'm looking for my GoPro 3 Plus Hero, or GoPro Hero 3 Plus, sponsored. Well, they're a little harder to find nowadays than they used to be. They used to be all over the place because everything used them. Nowadays, you pretty much have to get lucky to find one. So, I won't make y'all watch me searching for one of those things, so I'll just see if I can find one off camera, and because it'll work until I get it taken care of or find one, but everything's all set up so I can use one whenever I find one. All I have to do is plug it in and then just let it rip. So hey, that's one thing about technology. Before you can even get the technology home, it's already outdated, pretty much. It's what it really feels like, because, I mean, I have an Xbox One. I love that thing. For the longest time, I would not buy an Xbox 360. I went a long time with just playing on a PS2. Well after the Xbox 360 came out, because I used to have an Xbox original, the original one. Then I was given a PS2, played on that thing for hours, burnt one out, completely burned it out, and got a second one and burnt it out too. Actually, no, I didn't burn that one out. I still have that one. But got an Xbox 360, played on that for quite a while, and then the Xbox One came out. I held off on buying it. I didn't really need it. Then, well, they were only releasing the Halo 5 for Xbox One, and I just had to have it. I just had to have the Halo. I am an avid fan of the Halos, so I did need it. I didn't need it, but I wanted it badly. So I'm trying to plot out how I want to get there from where I'm going. get where I'm going from where I am. Shadow Valley. Cool. My friends actually call me Shadow. And it's a weird nickname I picked up from, well, I don't want to go into that story right now. So, I don't know what to talk about. How y'all been doing? Y'all having fun? Just out driving around. I don't know. Alright, what are you doing? Alright, your turn. Okay. So, it's not that late. I mean, it's dark, but it's really not that late. It's only 8 o'clock. Or 8:13 exactly. Oh, hello. Yellow light. My friends are out doing whatever it is that they do on a Monday night. I'm off of work for a few hours now. I waited until the traffic died down. I don't like driving in traffic. I do my best to avoid traffic where I can. By the way, that you're seeing is vape smoke. I have a vape. It's a pretty good one. I have a box. I don't know what they call it, but it's made by Fuchai. Fuchai. And my tank is a RDA made by Cloud Chaser. I don't know the models or which ones they are. I'll put up a video at some point where I show it to y'all and tell you what it is once I know the exact models, because I always forget. I mean, it's not like a car. I know cars, but as far as vapes go, I can never really remember what the models are. I can only remember the makes. So it's a pretty good one. Produces a pretty good cloud. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, an RDA is a rebuildable dripper atomizer. They're pretty cool. If you like to tinker with stuff, they're really good because you can customize them. You can build it however you want to, within certain limits, in order to produce more flavor, more vapor, more cloud. Vapor or cloud, those are the same things. And you can just build it how you want, and it's really good if you like to tinker with things, which I do. I've done a lot of different tinkering with my hands. For those of you who can't guess by my channel art, I'm really into RC cars, dragons, horses, and wolves. Excuse me. How did I forget that one? That's my favorite animal, period. Wolves are my favorite animals. So how did I forget that for a moment? Oh, I know why. Because I'm driving. 90% of my brain is focused on driving, and the other 10% is focused on talking at the moment. That's pretty much how I drive. Most of my mind goes to driving and to scanning around, seeing who's where, who's about to hit me, who's about to cut me off or whatever, who's about to do something stupid in front of me and how am I going to avoid them, that kind of stuff. So if I seem like I'm talking slow when I'm actually moving, that's why. It's because my brain isn't fully on talking. Because I don't know how other people do vlogs, whether they do voiceovers over their them just driving around. I don't know for sure, but I can say for sure that when I do it, I'm actually driving. I'm actually driving right now while the video is recording. Now I might add in some commentary if I missed something I wanted to say, or I saw something on the footage that I didn't see while I was here, or while I was recording it. But I'll point those out when I do them. It'll be obvious to tell that I voiced over that, but for the most part, it's going to be me actually driving and talking. And if I lose my mind or lose my thought or whatever, and I stop talking for a while, I'll be sure to cut that area out as to not bore y'all too much, unless there's something really interesting going on that in the footage. Like, say somebody's doing something completely and utterly stupid while driving, which here in Houston, it's actually a pretty common occurrence. People do something dumb. People try to cut me off or whatever. But you know, oh, you gonna hit me, Tundra? No, you're not. The Tundra over there to my right was pulling out, and I wasn't sure he was gonna make the turning radius, or his turning radius. I wasn't sure whether it was going to be tight enough for avoiding me. So I lost my train of thought. One thing I did want to mention to y'all is I wanted to do an update on my motorcycle. Y'all will see it when it's all ready to go. I'll give y'all periodic updates on it, about its condition, how it's running, how the rebuild is coming along. At the moment, the bike is not running. It's not functioning at all. I plug up the battery, or hook up the battery, or whatever words you want to use. I hook up the battery and it just, no matter what I do, I can't get any electrical response from any of the systems. By the way, the motorcycle is a 1988 Honda Shadow. It's a V-twin 1100cc motorcycle. I have ridden before. I've ridden smaller bikes. This is my first actual bike, like that's actually mine. I've ridden before. I've ridden quite a few different types of bikes. Nothing really too fancy. I rode a 250 Ninja. I believe that one was an 07 model. I'm not 100% sure about that, don't quote me. It was my friend's. He let me ride it every once in a while. I did pretty good on it. It was a nice bike. He had done some work with it to pretty much, well, not pretty much, to partially rebuild the bike, because when he got it, it wasn't running or anything like that. Now, it wasn't as bad as mine. Mine, when I got it, it was in pieces. So I'm pretty much rebuilding. I'm playing, it's basically a puzzle. Okay. I'm going to go over, because if you want to pass me, you can. But I want to turn up here, so. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, I'm rebuilding it. The bike is missing a gas tank. like I said before, the electrical system, I have no clue what's going on with it. I don't really understand electronics very well, like I said last night. But my last video, like I said in my last video, I don't really understand electronics very well. I'm working on that. I've been an auto mechanic for a little while now, but I still haven't gotten the hang of diagnosing electrical issues. I'm working on that. I have a really good coworker. He's actually a really great guy. He's agreed to help me out with it a little bit. Now this is, of course, either before work, after work, or when we don't have any cars after we've done a bit of cleaning up, so that our boss doesn't get too mad at us. Because, of course, our job comes first. The business comes first. Anything else is second, pretty much. We do whatever we can to make sure the customers are happy and they're bringing money back to us. So, well, I like making the customers happy and fixing the cars. I want to make sure I do a good job fixing the car before, honestly, even before I consider making the customer happy. I want to make sure the car is done right. I want to make sure that it's not going to come back for the same issue, because if it does come back for the same issue, that means I did something wrong, and I don't want to do something wrong for the customer, because they're going to be annoyed and all this other kind of stuff. They're going to be frustrated, and they're going to be mad, and that's not good for the business. That's not good for me. That's not good for my boss. That's not good for anybody. It's not even good for the customer. So I want to make sure I do it right, or I do it right the first time, so the customer is happy, my boss is happy, I'm happy, and everybody gets paid and everybody goes home. And also so that when something else fails on the car, they'll bring it back to me or my shop, and in order to get it fixed. Because I like when the customer is happy, because that means that I'm doing my job right. I feel like I've repeated myself a lot between last video and this video, so I'm going to try to go on to